Gardening with James. If you have a question for James, call him at 734-4321 or email James at spreadingcompost@gmail.com. Now, let's go in the garden with James.
Okay, here we go on another great Saturday morning. It's a little bit warm out there, but it's still, under 70 at this point. So you can get out and get some things done early. Not quite like it has been over the last few days where it's been in the 90s and just steaming hot. I was talking to Jason before the show, and we were talking about the difference in heat, because he was listening to the news where in Arizona it hasn't been under 100 degrees in weeks. The difference is it's a dry heat. So it's not as bad as what we have here in Kentucky. And because Kentucky, the heat we get is usually humid. So it means that you're going to be sweating a lot. So, for those people who are out there working and have to work around stoves and heaters and, it's just hot, and if you're one of those people who are working on roofs, you need to come down and take a break every now and then because you're a lot closer to the sun than everybody else. And drink not ice cold water. Ice cold water is bad for you, especially when your body's just burning up. A lot of people think that, ice cold water is going to help soothe you, but it's not. It's just the opposite. Get down in your system and your system goes into shock because, you're burning up and then you drink ice cold. It's two different things to the body, and the body don't appreciate that. So drink the, if anything, lukewarm, cool. It doesn't have to be, real cold in order to quench your thirst. And just, before you take off for your day and you know that you're going to be out in the heat, make sure that you drink plenty of those fluids. Like I say, water is probably best for you, but whatever you choose to drink, drink plenty of it. So this way, by the time you get into your day, like I said, at least you'll be hydrated, because a lot of people go to work or they go on hikes or, they go out there, and especially if you're going to take a hike. I was watching the news the other day where the guy at the park, he was saying a lot of people run into trouble when they go for hikes because they didn't hydrate themselves before they got started. And then, you take off on this hike and you're walking, you get 2 or 3 miles into it. And like I say, now you start drinking water because you're dehydrated before you even got started. So now you're trying to catch up, but you should catch up before you even leave. So drink plenty of fluids, a couple of 8-ounce glasses or something to make sure that you're hydrated. When we played football back in the day, they had salt tablets. I don't know if they even use those anymore because of, it helped you stay hydrated. But like I say, if you're going on a hike, what the guy was saying was that people run into trouble on hikes because they weren't hydrated before they got started. And then they got up, say, 2 or 3 miles. And like saying, it's even in the shade, it's hot when you're taking a hike. You should be drinking plenty of water and only take enough water that you can drink or that you can carry. And when you start running out of water, you need to probably turn around and come back. Or you need to buy you one of those filter hydration things that you can buy for maybe $10 or $15 where you can, if you find a stream that filters the water that you can use. But being hydrated is probably going to be the key in 90-degree weather. Long walks, just a hot day. So please drink plenty of fluids. So this way you can come back home safely to your kids, because what he was saying was, because you could have a misstep or stumble because, you're not hydrated enough. And like saying, a lot of accidents happen, they think because they was tired, but no, they weren't tired. They was dehydrated, lack of fluids in their system. So, you want to make sure that you're drinking plenty, because in a 90-degree day, 92-degree day, like it has been here lately, like I always say, do whatever you got to do first thing in the morning if you can. Try to put up with it until about 12, maybe 1 o'clock if you can, and then just take the afternoon off if you can. Not everybody is able to do that, but if you are a groundskeeper or gardener or whatever, you can take those kind of breaks and make sure that you do that, and then come back out later in the evening once the temperature drops down to about, say 85 or something like that. But you know that the temperature is on its way down, so please drink plenty of fluids, so that this way you can continue doing whatever it is that you're doing, and that you can stay healthy, because a heat stroke is no joke. I've never had one, but I've seen people who have had heat strokes because they just refuse to quit. I need to get this done. I need to get it done today, you know. But I always say, if it comes to your health, you can wait, you know. If it's too hot, you know, you could always wait. So just kind of kick back and relax a little bit. Find a air conditioner or a nice cool place, or some place with a fan that kind of knocks some of that heat off. That'll help you quite a bit. So let's see here. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about watermelons. Watermelons are one of those things that are it's a staple in the United States. Everybody loves a good watermelon during this time of the year. I guess my question is which is better? Which is better, a seedless watermelon or a seeded watermelon? Well, come to find out that the seeded watermelon isn't as popular as it used to be. It's down probably 40-50%, and the seedless watermelon has gone up 92% of watermelons being eaten nowadays. So I got a lady here. Her name is Sally. Sally's going to tell us a little bit about seeded watermelons and how seeded watermelons are started. So hold on just a second. Let's see if I can get Sally going.
Remember childhood summers eating watermelon and having seed spitting contests? Then you're probably old, at least as old as me. Kids these days eat seedless watermelon, at least here in the U.S., where by demand, most watermelon are grown seedless. So how do you get watermelon without seeds? One word: colchicine.
Colchicine? I love a spot of culture.
No, not colchicine, colchicine. Colchicine is a naturally occurring chemical, highly toxic in large doses.
Like opera.
I like opera. It's commonly used to treat gout. Stay with me here. Colchicine was first extracted from the autumn crocus, a flower that ancient Egyptians used as medicine. Thanks to modern microscopes, we now know that colchicine messes with cell division. Right, so humans, animals, plants, all of our bodies are made up of cells. Human babies and watermelon babies are born from a fertilized egg, a single cell that replicates its chromosomes, then splits into two identical cells, one with each set of chromosomes. And this happens over and over and over again as part of the growth process. Chromosomes, by the way, are the things that contain our DNA, our unique characteristics, like whether you have brown eyes or blue eyes, or if you're a watermelon, whether you have green skin or white skin. So the key to seedless watermelon is that colchicine interferes with normal cell division. Are we talking about genetic modification here? Well, that's controversial territory. The very definition of what constitutes genetic modification is hotly debated. What do you think? Here we go. When colchicine is applied to watermelon seeds or directly to the plant itself, the eggs made by the female flowers will have twice the amount of chromosomes than they really should. When those special eggs are fertilized with pollen from a normal plant not treated with colchicine, you get a baby watermelon with an odd number of chromosomes, 3 sets. That baby's seeds grow into plants that bear, ta-da, seedless watermelon. Now I know, hang on, what about those little white seeds that are inside a lot of seedless watermelon? Well, yes, they're kind of seeds, but they're genetically sterile, meaning they can't grow into those big, fat, hard black seeds. Think of a balloon without air in it. Now, colchicine is not what makes all fruit seedless. Bananas and grapes, for instance, are grown by cloning. I know, that sounds scarier than colchicine, but really it's a millennia-old horticultural technique. Cuttings or offshoots are taken from a plant that already bears seedless fruit. That cutting is a genetic clone of the mother plant. But how did the mother become seedless in the first place? That, my friends, is the beauty of nature. Genetic mutations happen all the time. For some reason, a cell doesn't split or recessive traits come to the fore. The world is full of unbelievable natural variety. It's up to us to discover it.
What, like opera?
Sorry. It's like you're constipated.
She likes opera.
It's like he's constipated. All right.
I go,
All right, there we go. That's how a seedless watermelon is grown, and that's almost kind of scary because when you think about how watermelon started, and then you find out that now they got seedless, and they got to use all these great big words in order to explain how you get a seedless watermelon. I don't know. I tell you what, let me get my break out the way, and I'll be right back.
Summertime, 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 summertime.
We're all ready for some summertime fun and at a big deals price. Go to Beach Bend Park and Splash Lagoon Water Park with admission tickets half price at Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net. They're determined and dedicated to providing safe, clean fun for all guests this summer. Beach Bend has rides for everyone in the family, including the nationally recognized Kentucky Rumbler wooden roller coaster. There's the whole family ride, the Wet Adventure down the Whitewater Express. And there's plenty of fun at Splash Lagoon Water Park. A day of summer fun, plus included with your admission ticket, you get free parking, free sunscreen, free tubes, all at Beach Bend Park in Bowling Green. Just a 2-hour drive away, so get ready to pack up and go to Beach Bend Park. With half-price admission tickets, only $18.99 per person. For a full day of fun in the sun, go to hometownlive.net and click on Big Deals.
So shop now.
Shop now, buy now.
Do it.
While tickets last.
Do it.
Hungry for a Titan burger? How about a Bulldog burger? Or maybe you're really hungry. Get the Big Daddy Burger Basket at the old bus station restaurant. Open for in-person dining and patio dining following the current safety guidelines. You can still call in an order for curbside pickup at 734-4202. 734-4202. The old bus station restaurant on South Greenville Street in Harrodsburg. Home cooking done right. Open Monday through Thursday 7 to 2, Friday 7 to 8, and Saturday 7 to 2.
Kentucky has one of the most expansive state park systems in the nation. For decades, the parks have been bringing people together for family reunions, fishing, hiking, and a wealth of other activities. What's your favorite memory of a Kentucky state park? Unfortunately, it takes more than governmental support to keep the parks vibrant. The Kentucky State Parks Foundation raises money to create educational programs for elementary school kids to connect them with nature, handicappable hiking trails, and the preservation of historical artifacts. Make a tax-deductible donation online at KentuckyStateParksFoundation.org.
The WHBN weather forecast is brought to you by Little Caesars Pizza, serving up peace of mind with no contact ordering options through their drive-thru, pickup, and delivery. Little Caesars Pizza.
Sunny today with a small chance of a shower or thundershower and a high of 86. Slight chance of showers and thunderstorms tonight. Mostly clear, though, a low of 66. Showers and thunderstorms are likely tomorrow with a high of 84. Small chance of showers and thunderstorms Monday.
If you have a question for James, call him at 734-4321 or email James at spreadingcompost@gmail.com. Now, let's go back in the garden with James.
Okay, we're back. We're back, and like I said, it's warm out there already, but at least it won't be 90-something today. I think 86 is going to be our high, and, it gives you opportunity to get out and do some things and kind of enjoy the weekend. And it's, it's going to be a fun weekend. It's up to you, though, as how much fun you want to make it. But the weather is going to cooperate with us just enough to that you won't burn up while you're out there, because I was talking to some friends yesterday who had on those muscle shirts, and they was only outside for maybe an hour or two, and they was burnt up. That muscle shirt didn't cover up enough skin, and all of his arms and his neck, around his neck and stuff, was just burnt up, and he's trying to figure out why he got burnt. Well, because you're out there in 92-degree weather wearing a muscle shirt, because if you say you live in Arizona or you live down in Texas, like say, it's, what gets me is that, when it gets this hot, seems like the less clothes they put on, and then they wonder how come they're burnt up. You would think that, a long sleeve or a big hat or something needs to cover up that skin so this way it won't burn up and you won't have to be itching all night long or having to worry about going to get cream or all those things. You need to cover up that body when it's in the 90s, 95 degrees, because like I say, that heat is no joke and it's going to tear up your skin. So, think about it. When you see on the news in these foreign countries where the temperature is well into the hundreds all the time, they're covered up. It may look a little strange, but the more your body's covered up, it can protect you, and that sweat stays with you instead of drying up, compared to not having enough clothes on to catch the sweat to keep you cool. But that's a whole different story, because like I say, the hotter it gets, the less clothes people put on. But you got to think smart. Put on light colored clothing, and put your hat on, and think you have to think about the heat as your day goes along. But it's hot out there, and there's a reason why you should put clothes on. But maybe I'll talk about that again another day. So as you heard from Sarah, that how seedless watermelons came to be, and like I say, it's the different chromosomes. Apparently, a watermelon has about 3 of them, and they just they work on they're cross-pollinated, and like so, because when I was coming up, and we'd be eating watermelon, they say, hey, don't swallow the seeds because you're going to grow a watermelon. Well, that's not quite true, but they've always told us that when we was kids, and but I don't know about you. I kind of like the seeded watermelon, because I can take those seeds from the seeded watermelon and I can put those away, and I can grow watermelons again next year. For those people who like the seedless, because you don't have to. There's less things that you have to worry about, and that's okay. Because when I went out to the store the other day to get a watermelon, those watermelons were so big. I said they won't even fit my refrigerator. But if you can find you a nice round one, not so big that you can cut up, slice up, and you can put into your refrigerator, that'll work real well. But those great big ones, you'd have to cut it in half and then give it away, at least half of it, because most of those watermelons are just way too big. But as she was saying, when you have to think about all those big words that she used in order to get a seedless watermelon, something just don't seem right about it. I would rather have the seeds itself, because at least it seems more natural, because you have less things that you have to worry about, and most people, they're not going to think about how it was created. But after you listen to it and now that you have all these big words in it, in order to get you to a seedless watermelon, you may want to think about that just a little bit longer, because let's see here. A seedless watermelon was invented over 50 years ago, and they have very few seeds or no seeds. When we say seeds, we're talking about a mature seed, those big black ones. Often the white seeds coat where a seed did not fully mature and assumed to be seeds, but this is not the case. They're perfectly. You can swallow them, eat them, whatever, and it won't be a major problem. So the seedless ones, like I said, has those chromosomes in it. In other words, a seedless watermelon is a sterile hybrid, which is created by crossing a male pollinated watermelon containing 22 chromosomes per cell with a female with 44 chromosomes per cell, which when this seed matures, the small white seeds coats inside the kind. I can't even get the word out. The white seed coats inside, contains 33 chromosomes, rendering the sterile, and you won't get the black seeds. So you got a lot of chromosomes in there working together, trying to figure out how to make this thing happen. You know, the question is what do you like? Do you like the seedless ones or do you like the old ones? Because when I was a kid, like I say, you know, we'd have a seed spitting contest, and we'd spit seeds for days. Now you go to the store and you go to buy a watermelon, there's no seeds in it. Like I say, me personally, I would rather have the seeded ones. So you probably have to find somebody, a farmer or a local farmer or something, in order to be able to get the watermelon seeds, the watermelons that has seeds in it. Because if you go to the store hardly ever sells them. And what happens when you go to the store and they start running low on the seeded ones, what they do is they'll cut them and slice them, and then they'll put them in a package and sell it to you for 99 cents or $1 or whatever. And then the only thing that'll be left over in their boxes are the seedless ones. So I try to keep an eye out for the nice round ones, something small, something easy that I can bring home. So think about that as you go to the store and you start thinking about a watermelon. You want seedless with all those big words, or you want a seeded one? Well, that's the thought for today. My time is up. If your needs been met, share it with someone and come back to you tenfold. Have yourself a great, great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Gardening with James. If you have a question for James, email him at spreadingcompost@gmail.com. Now until next week, may the sun shine on your garden.